What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop and I have got a fun video for you guys today. Now a few years ago during the pre-release period for Pokemon Sun and Moon, I made a video called the Top 10 Inanimate Object Pokemon for Pokemon Sun and Moon, and that video actually ended up becoming my first huge video. If I remember correctly, it was the first one I made that surpassed 100,000 views, and overall it was the first one that just went viral and kind of blew up on YouTube, and I'm really proud of it. I had a lot of fun with it. So to kind of commemorate that being my first big video here on YouTube, and since we're in the pre-release period for the next generation of Pokemon in Sword and Shield, I have decided to do that again and count down my personal top 5 inanimate object Pokemon for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now with that video, I ended up doing a mix of things that I thought were cool and things I thought were likely, and we actually ended up predicting a Pokemon that ended up in the final game, and that was a Meteor Pokemon, and of course we got Minior, but today I am simply going to focus on things that I think really could legitimately happen. I'm not just going to throw in my wish list, so to speak. This is going to be basically what I think is most likely, and it's obviously stuff I would enjoy as well, because when it comes to an England-based region like the Galar region, I think there is so much potential for just great new Pokemon in general, but also in particular inanimate object Pokemon, because there's a lot of different things from English and European culture that you can pull from, and I'm excited to show you guys my picks today. So why don't we go ahead and just get started? But actually, before we do, there are a couple quick disclaimers I need to make. Number one, in my recent top 10 Pokemon for Generation 8 video, I actually included a couple of inanimate object Pokemon, that being a Clock Pokemon and a Crown Pokemon. Even though obviously I would really like to see both of those, because I've already highlighted them in a previous video, they will not be included in this list, but they are great Pokemon I would like to see, and I'm not going to be talking about any Sword Pokemon or Shield Pokemon, A, because it's kind of obvious we're probably going to get that, and B, if we do get it for the legendaries, it's likely that they won't only be based on swords and shields, they'll probably be based on wolves or some other animal like that, so they won't technically be inanimate objects, so I wanted to keep them exempt from the list as well. However, with those disclaimers out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the list. Starting off the list at number 5, we have the idea of just a general dessert Pokemon. Now, there wasn't really any one dessert in particular that I wanted to see be made into a Pokemon, but I do know that Pokemon in recent generations have been experimenting and doing dessert Pokemon like the Vanillish line and the Slurpuff line, for instance, and number 2, it just seems like it would be nice to continue that tradition, and it looks like there is potential to base a Pokemon on a lot of different cool English desserts. This design by Adam Figueredo on DeviantArt really shows the potential for dessert-based Pokemon that we still have, even though we've already seen a couple, with the first form being based on a cream puff and the second form being based on a cupcake similar to Slurpuff. Now, like I said, even though I am not particular to one dessert or the other that I would like to see be made into a Pokemon, I really like these ideas that Adam has put forth, and I would love to see them in Pokemon Sword and Shield. On top of that, though, just by doing a quick Google search, it seems like England and the UK have a lot of really cool, unique desserts that really could be taken advantage of in terms of being made into a Pokemon, so it's something I really hope we get to see come the release of the games. Up next at number 4 is actually a pick that I also featured in my previous top 10 inanimate object Pokemon video for Sun and Moon, and even though I really wanted to stay away from repeat picks, this one just makes all the sense in the world for a UK-based region, and that would be a Pokemon based on a book. Everything about the book aesthetic, if you will, just fits so perfectly with everything that England and the UK represents, and not only have some of the most famous and successful book series of all time originated from England, like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, for instance, but the UK is also home to some of the most prestigious universities in the world, like the University of Oxford and the University of Cambridge, just to name a couple. So everything is pointing towards the fact that a book-based Pokemon would just be a match made in heaven for this region, and honestly, there's probably not going to be a better time to do it than in Pokemon Sword and Shield. These two designs by Cerubell on DeviantArt, which I also featured in my previous video for Sun and Moon, do a pretty good job of capturing the potential that we could see in a book-based Pokemon, but I also have seen some other ideas that really just are so creative and show how a book-based Pokemon could be an incredible addition to the Pokedex. So it's something that I am really hoping to see in this generation, and hopefully Pokemon Sword and Shield can step up and deliver. Now, right in the middle of the list at number 3 would be a Pokemon based on a kite. Now, really quick before anyone says anything, I am fully aware that Mantine exists and that it is literally known as the kite Pokemon, but for all intents and purposes, Mantine is based on a manta ray with some subtle kite-like aspects added in. And I am talking about just a full-on, straight-up kite Pokemon that's actually based on a kite. Plus, it's not like we can only have one Pokemon based on any given thing, because obviously there's a million like dog Pokemon, cat Pokemon, etc. So I think we could use one more actual kite Pokemon. I really don't know how windy it is in the UK and therefore don't know how viable kites are there, but I do know it's a fairly like cloudy and rainy place, and a lot of times that also factors in wind as well, so I feel like a kite Pokemon would fit in really well with this type of region. Another amazing thing that a kite-based Pokemon could bring us would be a Pokemon that is pure flying type. If a kite-based Pokemon were to exist, this would basically be the only type that it could possibly be, and it would be the golden opportunity to give us a pure flying type Pokemon when the only one we have currently is Tornadus, who's a legendary and his design is kind of questionable anyway, so it would be really cool to just get a regular standard Pokemon that is pure flying type because it's something that the fans have really wanted to see. This design by Dark and Windy, who you can find on Twitter, does a good job of showing what a kite-based Pokemon could look like, but I also really like this design by Luis Brain on DeviantArt. This one isn't really based on a kite per se, but it kind of has that kite-like shape, and I feel like it does a good job of also showing another direction that a kite-based Pokemon could go, so either of these designs is something that I would really like to see in Pokemon Sword and Shield. At number 2 is a Pokemon that I believe would do a fantastic job of fulfilling the role of something I have wanted to see in Pokemon for a while, and that would be the introduction of a Ghost Normal type Pokemon. This type is one of the type combinations that has not been done yet for the Pokemon franchise, and it is a very unique one as well, because it essentially pairs together two opposite types, and it creates for a lot of interesting immunities and resistances and different things like that, and I believe it has amazing potential for a Pokemon design as well, and I believe one of the best ways it could be accomplished is by basing a Pokemon on a regular bedsheet type of ghost that you see in a lot of different media. A bedsheet is also a pretty normal object as well, further adding to the justification of the type, and this particular design by Luis Brain on DeviantArt is the ideal look in my opinion for a Pokemon based around this concept. Not only does it capture the bedsheet type of ghost that we all know and love, but it does it in a unique way to the point where it's not just one of those regular sheet ghosts. It does it in a nice, unique, creative way that also looks cute and very much has that Pokemon feel, and if we are going to get a Ghost Normal type in Pokemon Sword and Shield, this is the exact way that I want to see that type introduced. And at number 1, we have a Pokemon that I believe would not only be a perfect fit for the Galar region, but also has a lot of potential as well, and that would be a Pokemon based on an umbrella. From what I have read on the internet, it actually rains a pretty significant amount in England and the UK, so an umbrella Pokemon would feel right at home just based on that alone. But the other thing about this is that the umbrella as an object is actually a pretty good representation of that stereotypical posh, fancy type of nature that we so often like to tease the Brits about. If you were imagining your stereotypical British person, they would probably come with something like a monocle, a top hat, and of course an umbrella for those rainy days, because of course they can't possibly be bothered to get even the slightest bit wet when they have business to attend to. All teasing aside, however, these two designs, the one on the left by Dark and Windy, the one on the right by Austinferno, both on Twitter, do a really good job of coming up with some really great ideas for some umbrella Pokemon. On the one hand, you have a Mimikyu-esque design where it's kind of hiding itself under the actual umbrella, and then we actually have another different sort of route with the one on the right where it incorporates elements of a bat, and I really think this one does a good job of seamlessly blending two different inspirations together, which I always love to see in a Pokemon, and overall, either of these would be a great choice and really do a fantastic job of showing how good an umbrella Pokemon could really be. All in all, I feel like an umbrella Pokemon just would do the best job of anything of representing not only the region itself and what it is based on geographically, but also the culture of the region as well and the culture of the UK. I really feel like this blends those both together really well, and so that is why it is my #1 pick. And there we have it, everybody. Those were my top 5 inanimate object Pokemon for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Inanimate object Pokemon have kind of gotten a bad rap over the years, but I think people are starting to come around to the idea that anything could be made into a cool Pokemon given the right amount of creativity, and I think these 5 things would be a welcome addition to the Pokedex of Sword and Shield. If you guys enjoyed the video though, be sure to give it a like and let me know down in the comments below what you think of these picks, and if there's another inanimate object you would like to see be made into a Pokemon for these games. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more new Pokemon content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, including plenty more Sword and Shield videos. And if you like what you see here and want to support the channel further, consider checking me out on Spotify, giving me a follow there, and listening to some of my music there, because outside of just watching videos, that is the best way to directly support the channel and ensure the future of videos like this. With all of that being said though, I will be back with another video on Tuesday, so be sure to hit that notification bell so you can be notified as soon as it goes live. With all that being said though, once again, I love you guys as always, and until the next one, I will smell you guys later.